What's up, guys? I'm gonna make a little video that I've been actually planning to make for the last couple of weeks, but I feel like since, the stuff that happened with me in my last video happened, I feel like I'm in a little bit more of an urge to make it now because I think, stalling it, you never know what happens, you know what I'm saying? So, I kind of like want to talk about like more about like God and like my faith, and I guess I'm gonna label this title like I'm taking a leap of faith or something like that. I don't know, because I have a little story that I want to like talk to you guys about, and I know I make videos, where I fucking either work out or I interview girls or interview people that are just completely degenerate, you know what I'm saying? And I do it because, there's an aspect of me that does genuinely enjoy it. It's funny and it gets views. Just playing the name of the game, But I do want to start, talking more about like God and getting more like, how should I say, like not like too religious on the channel, but like I do want to tap in and out, you know what I'm saying? Because I've had my fair share of ins and outs when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I just kind of like want to share my story. So I want to start off by saying that when I was younger, I used to be Catholic, right? I used to be Catholic. Oh, by the way, if you guys see that I'm not looking directly at the camera, I'm looking at my friend Isaac. He's helping me record it. We're outside the gym right now, so I can't work out in the gym. But yeah, you can show the gym. Yeah, we're outside the fucking gym, and you could talk, by the way, like if you want to say, oh, outside the gym.
Yeah, we outside the gym, boys.
So, I just decided to pull up here. I can't work out for 2 weeks, so I'm not gymming, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, what the fuck did I say? I forgot.
Talk about how you used to be Catholic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, so basically, when I was younger, I used to be Catholic. Obviously, like, my parents, like, just like most people, they kind of, like, bring you into whatever their beliefs are, you know what I'm saying? And, I did, like, I was in, how should I say? I did, like, my first communion.
Catholic school?
Yeah, I went to, like, Catholic school. I would go, like, every Sunday and stuff. And, as a young kid, like, getting brought into that stuff, I'd assume, like, at least most kids, you kind of like, oh, I guess this is right because it's what we're told to do and stuff like that. And when I got a little older, like, maybe when I was, like, 11 or 12, I kind of, like, got out of that, like, whole, like, Jesus and God and all that stuff. And I kind of, like, stemmed away from that pretty deeply. And I kind of was, like, atheist for a while. I'm going to be honest with you, And I had a little bit of a resentment, and I didn't believe in God at first because I was like, dude, there's no way he's real, because a bunch of shit was happening to me at the time where, I was younger, obviously, not too much shit happened when I was like young, but when I was about like, 11, 12, heading into my teenage years, a fuck ton of shit happened, bro, like, I've talked about this on the channel. I mean, it's a little hard to talk about, but, fuck it. Like, it's a little bit, I'm on the spot, telling this to the world. But some of you know, like, when I was 12, my parents were getting divorced and shit, and I fucking traveled to Florida. Now I moved here, and lost a lot of friends, and had no friends when I came here. And, not just that, but other shit, bro. Whether it's dating a girl that fucking cheat on me and start sleeping with a shit ton of guys, a list ton of shit, that's just like some of the things that I guess I'm comfortable listing. That I'm just not like comfortable with saying like everything yet, but yeah, just fucking when I was younger, especially, like, had a lot of like suicidal issues, man. Like I was like fucked up, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I was fucked up. And I'm making this video because at that point in my life, when all that shit was kind of happening, I felt like I didn't believe in God, man. I didn't believe in any of that stuff because I got so mad. I felt like at him. I was like, if you're real, like, why is this shit happening to me, man? Like, why? Like, I don't deserve this, bro. Like, this, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, you ever have that feeling where, like, you're just sitting there and, like, shit's happening to you and you're like, bro, I don't deserve this shit. I'm a good guy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and it's like,
a couple years back.
Yeah, so
same thing with me.
Yeah, dude, and I felt like that for a really long time, bro, and I had resentment, I felt like, fuck, dude, like, I don't understand why I'm being treated this way, you know what I'm saying? I always was told, ever since I was young, you believe in God, you read the Bible, you go to church, you do all this good stuff, and, like, you'll get good back, and, it's just the best way to live, right, perhaps, I guess they say. But when I'd say, like, about, like, 2 years ago, I started to regain my faith, and I started to like believe in this whole thing again. And I think I'm gonna stay this way for a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons is I think all of us as individuals, as people, we all go through shit and we sit there and we just like to point the finger and point the blame like, this is your fault, you know? Like, why would you do this to me? But not all bad things are necessarily bad, and I've come to terms with that. And it took me a really long time to realize that, especially somebody who just turned 21 years old. I'm still a young guy, you know, but
Let's go, Kevin.
yeah, so it took me a long time to realize that, but it's the truth. Like, not all things that happen to you that's bad is bad. You know, a prime example, this shit that just happened to me the other day, where I had fucking this thing called rhabdomyolysis, where I almost fucking died of kidney failure, you know what I'm saying? That may have been bad, but I feel like everything comes with a purpose, man. You know, everything comes with a reason and a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. I've always been told that, and I mean, from trial and error, I've witnessed that myself, you know? And I think the reason for that is like, you know, I have a platform. I'm not like huge, I'm not famous. I don't have 1 million subscribers just yet. Not yet. But I have it, you know, I have a platform and I talk about shit, you know? When I talk about shit or I film interviews or whatever, whether it's entertainment or it's like shit to be relatable, I do have a voice a little bit. And I realized that when I talked about what happened to me, I got a lot of comments. I got a few on YouTube talking about how they had the same symptoms. They didn't even know what the fuck this was. Now they're gonna go get checked out. A lot of people DM me about it saying like, yo, oh my God, bro, like, dude, I might have this shit, bro, because I have the same symptoms. I've been peeing a lot, you know, or I feel really sore, you know, like shit like that. And it's like, you kind of think about it a little bit and it's like, holy shit, did I just save like a couple of lives possibly? Because the thing is like, if you don't get checked out, you know, and this shit just keeps progressively getting worse, you know, there's gonna be a point where you're just gonna die, you know? And at that point, I realized this is why I need to make this video. I need to make this video because I realized, and not just this applying to me, but applying to all of you guys. Now, obviously there's a big stem of like how much it applies to you and for what reasons it applies to you. But I realized that the reason why God is putting me through these scenarios, these situations, these hard times, whether it's where I feel a certain way or this shit happened to me or I almost died this day or, you know, I remember even when fucking COVID first started, bro. Dude, I was one of the first people that like, when, you know, like when COVID first started, you started hearing about it and you didn't know really what it was.
Yes, everyone was scared.
Exactly. And like, I was like one of those people that were like, fuck, what is this shit, you know? And I was one of the people that got it early on, bro. Like, I got it fucking really fast, bro. Like, so fast, it was to the point, it was still the era where, like, if you had it, people thought you're done, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Now, we obviously know it's, like, a very high success rate of, like, survival and shit. But unless you have, like, clinical, like, conditions of other shit. You know, I've always realized I've had these fucking bizarre things that happen to me, bro, you know? And I feel like I'm set as, like, an example, you know? And all these things happen to me because God knows that I'm gonna document these things, you know, for whatever reason. And it's kind of like a little bit of a comforting thing to a lot of you guys, I feel like, you know. A lot of you guys see my shit and you're like, damn, this guy went through this. He had this happen. He felt like this at one point. He didn't want to live. He fucking had this where he almost died, you know. And a lot of people, I guess, they deeply take that in, you know? And it's one of those things where I have to suffer a little bit so that a lot of people can gain from it, you know? And I'm perfectly okay with that because it happens to all of us in different ways. Damn, I don't know how to explain this, you know? Sometimes it's just hard, but I wanna talk about this, and the reason why I'm like having these pauses is because I wanna talk about this without actually talking about this. 2 years ago, I realized that like God was real. I really realized it because there's a portion in the Bible where it's almost like you can kind of like prove like if he's real or not. You could kind of test if he's real or not, right? And I don't know like what it says verbatim, but something along the lines of like if you give, you will get back. You know, that this world is a fair place, I guess you could say. You know, if you give to whatever person or to whatever thing, like whatever it is, in a positive manner, you will get back in some way, shape, or form. And I started doing that because I was like, I need to fucking know right now if I'm getting something to see if this shit is real, you know? But the important part of this is that you have to give without taking pride of what you gave. You can't be talking about it. I can't go across the street right now and give a homeless guy $30 and be like, guys on YouTube, hey, what's up, guys? I just gave this guy $30. You know, I'm over here trying to do good and shit like that. Like, I can't.
Yeah, don't do YouTube shows like that.
Yeah, because I guess essentially it's kind of like taking pride. It's taking credit for it. You know what I'm saying? And the whole purpose, I guess, is to do good without asking or without trying to like look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just to do good. You know, with genuine, actual good intentions.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that recently, and 2 years ago as well. Right? I've been giving. I'm not gonna say what I've given or who I've given to. You know, I'm not gonna say that. But then out of nowhere, I started receiving certain things that I'm like, wow, what the fuck? Like, this is real shit, dude. And I was like, dude, there's no way this shit is like real, bro. This is actually like working, you know? And I was a little scared, you know? It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, what's going on? Like, is this actually happening right now? And then it kind of stuck with me, and I'm like, you know what? All right, you know, I know he's watching me, and he sees all of our every moves and steps, and I'm like, all my life I've always been that kid too, where it's like, even when no one's looking and you could do something bad for like your personal gain, for whatever it is, you know, like you see a fucking, I don't know, somebody owns this like little piece of whatever the fuck it is, and they walked away, and you could steal it without them knowing. Like, I'm not that type of person, because I know although there is no cameras, there's no people, or there's nothing like looking around, I know in the deep end that this world that we live in is a fair place, and we get fair opportunities, and we get, whether we believe it or not. And if I were to steal whatever the fuck that is, you know, that thing that they call karma, you know, obviously, like, it comes and bites you in the ass, you know, and vice versa. You know, you do good and you put good into the world and you get good back. And so I think that a lot of people need to understand that the world we live in is very giving and receiving if you're willing to give. I've come to terms with realizing that, you know, for whatever reason, God wants me to go through certain things in my life that he knows is going to benefit dozens to maybe hundreds to maybe thousands to maybe millions one day, right? Because I've realized that, like, just that little shit that I had, bro, you know, I possibly saved a couple of lives. You know, people fucking DMing me, messaging me, saying, oh my God, like, I think you just saved my life, bro. Like, I have the same exact thing. And I had like a little urge of of doing it, you know. I don't know, I just had like a little urge of filming the video just to like let you guys know what's gonna happen from this point on and what happened to me. And you know, it's crazy too, because God, you know, when I talk about giving, it's like, if you were to ask me what have I gotten in return recently, you know, what has God given me? You know, I've been giving, what has God given me? I'd say my life, man. I'd say my life, because I almost fucking died. And not solely because of the fact that I wouldn't have just gone to the hospital that day or whatever, but because of the fact that I don't think you guys realize I was this close to not going to the hospital that night. I wanted to film a video. Spring break is here, you know, and I wanted to film a video where I go to the beach and I do a bunch of shit where I curl people, and do pretty much the exact opposite of what I should be doing right now, health-wise. And I was gonna have my cameraman help me and shit like that. And now looking forward to now and everything that happened, everything that was supposed to happen. Turns out my friend, you know, the one that was gonna help me, he had COVID. He didn't know. I had this shit, I didn't know. So imagine if I fucking pursued this shit. I didn't go to the hospital that day, that night. I had this issue with my kidneys, you know, and all these problems. I go to the beach, I film, I catch COVID on top of the fucking shit I have. I'm exacerbating my health. I'm fucking working out by curling people, squatting people, fucking around, like running on the beach, self-dehydrating even more because of the fact that I'm on the beach. Heat, not drinking as much fluid and liquids as I should be because of the fact that I'm running, filming, and doing all this crazy shit. Who fucking knows, bro? I probably would have died that next day or the next day. It does, like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain this, but this is why I say, like, everything happens for a reason, you know? And it just made me think, like, wow, dude, there's like a lot of close calls I've had, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's a lot of fucking close calls. And so, for the people that are watching this video right now, whether you believe in God, whether you don't, whether you have a far variety of, like, it doesn't matter what religion you are, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm gonna be real with you guys, like, I don't really classify or say, like, oh, I believe in this religion or whatever, you know? Like, I don't believe I'm Catholic or Christian or whatever. You know, I'm at the point and stage in my life right now where it's just like,
I believe in a God.
you believe, yeah, exactly. I believe in God. You know, I have like a connection between me and God, and that's it right now. You know, I don't really have like a label on it kind of thing, you know, because I'm just trying to build that up first. It's kind of like when you're talking to somebody, girl or guy, and you want to get to know them, and you want to maybe in the future date them or whatever. You know, you don't automatically like propose and be like, marry me, please. So you could have the label of we're married. You start off as we're talking, we're dating, we're married, you know? So I'm at that point in my life right now where I'm just, now I do like, I talk like, I try every day to talk to God, man. I'm gonna be honest, I talk every day. I thank him for the things I have, the things he's given me, the things I've seen him do wonders for my life. And I just ask him in return to help me pursue the shit I'm trying to do, you know, help me live another day, help me have a good fucking workout if I was working out right now, or help me fucking blow up my channel, help me build more engagement, like, you know, shit, like a bunch of random shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's that just reminded me, that's like a big thing that made me feel really guilty when I was younger, is in Catholic school and stuff, they always taught you like, oh, you know, you could ask God for these things, he'll be there, he'll help you and stuff like that. But, you know, as a kid and shit, you know, I always used to be a selfish motherfucker, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I was always selfish, and I used to always ask but never give, and I always used to be like, God, please help me with this, or like when anything would be bad, then I would ask God for things. And I got really to the point where when shit started like hitting the fan and stuff in my life really started happening, I had a combination of resentment and like I felt bad, I felt guilty because I'm always asking but I'm never giving, I'm never talking. It's like having a friend or a family member or whatever, and you're always asking them for money or to take them here or to do whatever the fuck for you, but you never want to have a conversation with them. You never want to do anything with them, for them, anything. And it just sounds kind of fucked up. And I got to a point where I was like, I felt kind of mad, and I also felt like I don't deserve to talk to you, you know? And it sounds really bad, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds terrible, you know? I'm truly trying to get used to this shit. I don't want to cry, you know? But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that shit. You know, I felt like maybe a lot of people could like listen, and I don't give a shit if this doesn't get a lot of views, honestly. I just wanted to talk from the heart, and I just wanted to just to tell you how I'm thinking in my life right now, you know? And I genuinely believe that I'm gonna keep my faith, you know, forever now. You know, I feel a lot better as a person, mentally, physically, spiritually, and this is what people don't understand. We all have our like paths. We all have our ways, you know? Like I feel like people put too much expectations on others to believe or to do exactly what the fuck they do, and it's like, dude, that's not how shit works, bro. We're all fucking learning, you know? I'm not perfect, bro. I sin every day, man. I sin every fucking day. And you know what, dude? It is what it is. But at the very same time, I do a lot of, you know, good for others, and especially for myself. It's good to do things for yourself as well. You know, I take care of myself. I try to, at least. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. And that's a big...
Don't smoke.
Yeah, exactly. I don't smoke. So it's like, that's a big thing, you know, especially in the generation we live in. You know, a lot of kids, especially, they like smoke and shit and like do all this stuff. And that's like a prime thing, you know, like we were given this body, you know, we're on this earth. And the number one thing is to keep your temple healthy and alive and to function the most efficient, best way possible, right? In a health aspect. And so like you do all these things that's harming that temple, it's kind of a sin, you know, and it's not good. You know, it's kind of like disrespecting God in a way. It's like, oh, I've given you this, and now you're treating it like this. You know, it's like I've been given a car, and I just fucking go on the highway or some shit, and I start drag racing or whatever, and it's like I fucking burst some tires, like scratch the fucking rims and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what I wanted to say. I'm taking a leap of faith, guys. I'm taking a leap of faith. So yeah, I don't know. I love you guys. It's your boy Kevin Diaz from Crew Aesthetics. Remember, whatever you believe in religious wise, like even if you're atheist or whatever, like I feel like you could take note with the things I'm talking about right now. You know, we all go through hard times, but I want you to remember, and this is the key point in this video, this is the end of the video, and this is what I want you guys to remember. Oh fuck, my nose is running. Why? God, shit's pissing me off. I want you guys to remember this. I want you to take note of this, all right? Everything happens for a reason. Although it perceives and looks to be bad right now in the current day and time, trust me, in the future, it may not make sense to you now, but in the future, it's all gonna make sense to you. It happened because that was the way it was supposed to happen. You shouldn't regret those things happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? I used to get fucking bullied all the time in school. What did I do? I started going to the gym. I got fucking jacked. I got a physique that I had oh my God, dude. I couldn't even fathom or dream of having a physique like that. You know, I used to see actors, they had that physique, and I was like, fuck, dude, I wish I could even fathom of having a six-pack or some delts or whatever. Now I have a physique better than those actors, you know? And a bunch of things, you know, I could regret, like, oh, I dated this one girl that cheated on me and slept with a bunch of guys that used to be my friends and all this crazy shit. But I don't regret it now, because now, in the future, I will have a much better, healthier relationship with the next person I'm with. That next girl I'm with, for whatever reason I decide to date that person, health-wise, that relationship is going to be substantially more better, because now I have more experience. I know how to handle tough situations, and I'm going to be more resilient when it comes to things like I just got fucking cheated on. Because I didn't take it the best way when I got cheated on with so-and-so or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I fucking punched the wall, and I broke that shit. I hurt my hand, and a bunch of shit, you know? I mean, I took it a lot better than most people, but that's just an example. Or like family problems or whatever the fuck. You get my point? So, yeah, I'm talking too much. I have a big fucking mouth. So, I'm gonna go, but I love you guys. Stay healthy, stay hydrated. You know, you don't want to die like me almost. And yeah, just do you, man. Live life and take life one step at a time.
Remember, if you didn't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button and hit a like. Thank you.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, it's your boy Kevin Diaz from Career Aesthetics, and I just wanted to talk to you guys. And yeah, for whoever sees this, remember, everything happens for a reason. You saw this for a reason, and just take note of that, right? It might not make sense to you now, but it will make sense to you. Oh God, I fucking hate that I stutter, but it is what it is. You know, I'm not perfect, bro. So yeah, I'm done here, all right? So peace. I gotta stop talking.